All right, y'all. All right. Let's see.
Deadpiff.com world premiere.
I've been smoking on the gas, focus on the gas. I've been snorkeling in the cash, growing crocus with the
okay, let me give people some time. I was a short announcement. It was short, you know, they didn't have no planning for this shit. So, let me give people time to get in here. What's up, Miss Murphy? Nick Hill, Love Melanin, Black Soldier. Sister Perkins in the house. Cousin. What's up, Ravishing Rebel? Let me give people time to get in here, y'all. Okay, let me share the link, put it out here. What is up, Shanice, Tony, Cynthia? What is up? We about to get it in a little bit, y'all. I ain't gonna do too much. We went in last night for a while. I ain't gonna do too much. Let me turn this down. Turn this down. Man. Anubis says she's not even sub to my channel and got a notification. I'm sorry. All right. I'm sorry. What's up, Brandon? Shermone, Courtney, what is up? Man, we gonna get it in a little bit, y'all. DeTristan, what's up? We gonna get it in. Evie in the house. We have 51 people watching right now. Again, I didn't give time for people to be ready. So, you know, we're going to get in and talk about some shit. What's up, Candy Queen? Now, listen, y'all. The one huge thing I'm noticing about Black people and their excitement and enthusiasm about the movie Black Panther, as far as dressing up in African garb, feeling empowered, feeling proud, all that shit is cool, right? All that shit is cool, but it ain't real life shit. I'll explain. It's one thing to look at this movie and just like stuff, like point like, ooh, ah, ooh. It's one thing to be like that about a movie. It's another thing to actually be inspired by concepts in a movie. If you're not inspired by the concepts of the movie, if you only watch the movie to put on some clothes and do some extra shit, or just to say, well, the movie was great, it touched you and inspired you. Well, how did it inspire you? Because if you look at the movie, it ain't one mention of Jesus in the entire movie, not even a mention of God in particular. Not a mention of either one. But Black people watching it and just oohing and eyeing and wanting to put on African garb, but not really taking in these concepts. How is that? Everybody talking about Wakanda. They want to go to Wakanda. They want all this shit about Wakanda. But I think really it's more of a visual thing. Really, it can't be about you being inspired by what is actually going on. If you saw these as African people, the traditions that African people had was more of a spiritual system. Point blank, plain and simple. You will see them drift off into their spiritual plane in a movie where they're talking to their dead ancestors, and they refer to getting strength from the ancestors in the movie. Black folk went to watch Black Panther the first weekend it came out and was sitting their ass in church come Sunday. That's what Black people are still doing out here. Early, it was maybe it was yesterday. yesterday, I want to say that Billy Graham passed away. All right. And Billy Graham is so influential here in the South and here in North Carolina that Billy Graham has a library, a highway. There's Billy Graham Parkway here, right here in Charlotte. Billy Graham passed away, right? I saw this post up on the Shade Room, and some of y'all saw my post like I didn't give a fuck whether I didn't know he wasn't already dead. That's how much I didn't give a fuck, right? Black people on this post defending Billy Graham, as per them being Christian, talking about all the great deeds of Billy Graham. And they're not looking at back in the 60s, he spoke out against black people doing sit-ins, marches. He spoke out against that. I think he does have a cameo with Martin Luther King when he was a young boy. But like Billy Graham, religion has, trapped our mind up so bad that we have to still celebrate the lives of our oppressors no matter what. That's what Christianity does for you. You don't went and watch Black Panther. You live in a Wakanda life, Team Wakanda, but you're not looking at the traditions of African peoples historically. Because you're still over here riding for a white man. Billy Graham, black people in there talking about how great of a man he was and all this shit. This motherfucker wasn't down for your people. They sit here and call him America's pastor. Shit's not real, yo. And that shit bothers me that black people are, talking about how great and how powerful, how impactful this movie is, but it ain't making you put down that motherfucking bullshit ass Bible you holding on to. I'm playing the game the other day. I'm online playing the game, right? And we on there and we start having a religious debate. I'm in a chat and we're having a religious debate. We was trying to go let everybody say their piece about religion. One of my homeboys, Real, on there. He talked about how he ain't religious and all this shit. And I told the guys on there, no, I'm not religious either. I don't fuck with none of this shit. I don't believe there is a God the way that you perceive a God, right? This dude, a black dude on there, goes ham. Going full-blown ham about the goodness of God and the goodness of Jesus and what all Jesus done for his life, trying to say that, y'all crazy, y'all believe in this and all this shit. And this is the mentality of most black people if you talk to them about their religion. But what about Wakanda? What about you putting on African garb? All this fake shit y'all out here doing, but you're not tapping into your African roots. You got even most of these black folk out here that won't even claim that they African. They ain't even come from there around there like that. But everybody on some Team Wakanda shit right now. This shit is hypocritical to me. If you're going to watch something and learn, if you're going to watch something and learn about it and learn from it, then change too. Don't just watch it and let it be some shit you just sitting there watching for 2 hours and you get up in your African clothes and take your ass back home and go right back to fucking cooning. Because at that point, you've done this for no fucking reason. You watched it for no fucking reason. They were a successful, prosperous, although coonish nation, still successful and prosperous without Jesus, as well as your African ancestors, as well as even your Native American ancestors, who were still black people. Spiritual systems. This is what they had. The white man came in and ruled you with religion. I tell this guy this shit on the game the other night, right? I talked to him about how the white man used religion as a weapon. There was a reason he was running around killing everybody, forcing them to believe in even his own. I'm not going to say and act like they didn't kill white folk too. They didn't give a fuck who they were killing. They wanted one uniform religion. To graft this concept of God on people, on their own people. By the time they were getting black folk from Africa, moving them over here. By the time they was over here enslaving the African Americans, or not the African Americans, but the Native Americans that was already here, they were forcing this religion on the people, even though we had our own spiritual systems. You look at places like Haiti even. They had their own spiritual systems. We didn't need white Jesus. Now, the fact of the matter is, I'm talking to this brother on the line, online the other night. He makes it to where, oh, we needed religion. He said without religion, people would just be running amok out here. Ain't nobody been running amok but the white man. He's the motherfucker that's been running amok the entire time. He also created religion and continued to run amok. So what you mean? You're saying that, without this religious, denomination, without this religious Bible, without these religious beliefs, that we would not have any wherewithal as to how to conduct ourselves. This is what I'm being told by a black man who was fired up about the Lord, fired up about Jesus. You know how Christians get sometimes. Fired the fuck up about Jesus. But this is but y'all going to watch this Black Panther. It's inspiring your life, but you aren't picking up any of their spiritual systems of your ancestors and having power through that. You still need white Jesus or some form of Jesus, even a black Jesus. This is what the fuck y'all black folk out here doing as you're claiming that Black Panther was just, you know, life-changing for you. How? Is my question to black people. What did you pick up from that? What images did you pick up? What mentalities did you pick up from this movie that you're supposed to be bringing into real life now? What did you pick up? Y'all still went to church that very Sunday. Y'all was in church. So what did you pick up? You're still continuing to ignore history, your people's history. You're still continuing to ignore that as you pray to a white man. As you still hail the Bible as some real shit to you. What's up, Ashley? I'm going to get to some of y'all's comments tonight. Last night I was going ham too much. And I didn't get to y'all's comments till late. But I don't, it's killing me that people are doing this shit. Cynthia says you were talking to a slave, obviously. Well, that makes most black people slaves then, because Christianity has run amok. Especially here in America, Christianity has run a full-blown muck. That makes most black people slaves. Period. Vern Hayes says everybody think they eating plantation foods and worshiping Jesus in Wakanda. Right. Like, what the fuck did you pick up from that? What are y'all gaining from Black Panther other than fake putting on African clothing or African garb and going to the movie? Other than this fake shit y'all did. What are you actually gaining from this? It's my question to black folk. I'm talking to the boy online. I asked him about goddamn King James. He don't know nothing about King James. That don't even matter to him. There was a reason we were taken from Africa, brought here as slave, and Christianity was forced on us. There was a reason. There was divinity in that. You'll hear this. You'll hear this ideology through Christians. They'll do that. But I'm needing for black folk to understand that you can't be everything at one time. You just can't. What's up, Zulu Nation? Isaiah the King says King James was black. LeBron? Who the fuck you talking about? You must be talking about LeBron. You got to be talking about LeBron. What King James you talking about? Jasmine Madu says, who sent the memo to wear African attire to the movie? It was just something black folk wanted to do. They've been waiting. Black folk been waiting. They've been watching white folk dress up like Harry Potter and them. Been watching the white folk dress up like Star Wars and them, Lord of the Rings and them. You know, black folk been waiting on a chance to come out here and do some shit like that. But see, the thing about white folk is they will go to watch these movies in whatever, you know, whatever kind of outfits and costumes they want to put on. Once they leave the movie theater, they go right back to practicing racism and white supremacy, whether covertly or overtly. One of the two ways they'll be practicing, or just ignoring it, or whatever they're doing. They're going to go right back to being on code. The thing about black folk is it'll look like they're unified with all this Black Panther hysteria going on right now, but in reality, we still sleep. It's just a movie. It's just some costumes. It's actually disrespectful to, really, it's disrespectful to African peoples. It's actually really disrespectful because black folk ain't serious about this shit. It's a game to them. It was just a costume for black folk. That's all it was, a costume, a disguise. That's what it was, to make it look like they was about this pride, this African pride shit. But then you have motherfuckers out here defending Billy Graham. Then you got motherfuckers out here defending Jesus, the Bible. You got people out here defending this shit. So you'd have to come to the assumption that clearly this shit ain't real. Black folk just doing shit, just wanting to do something. They just want to do something. Gina Regina says, you talk about King James, they want to fight. You'd be surprised how many black people think think he was a spiritual being. LOL, seriously. It's because they don't know. And they haven't taken the time out to say or to find out about who he was and who Constantine was as well. Who Ptolemy the First was. Like, these things don't interest black people. These things mean nothing to black people. I would think that if you're basing your life on a book, then the person who put this book together, the person who wrote this book, I would think that their lives would be significant, or would be important even. That would matter to you. That would matter, but it doesn't seem to matter to black people. Doesn't seem to matter. Miss Yum Yum, what up? Mad love to everybody that watched my review last night. I've been getting a lot of good positive feedback off of the review I did of the movie yesterday. People were saying it was entertaining, it was cool, they was laughing, it was funny to them and everything. And so mad love to anybody who not only watched but shared it and put it out there or whatever. So just mad love to y'all, yo. Mad love. I really appreciate the feedback. Of course, you're gonna have some motherfuckers hating, you know, talking shit. But that's just how motherfuckers are. Right. Ashley, you're exactly right. We believe anything white people say. That's what I'm talking to. When I was talking to the brother online, I'm like, bro, do you know, you don't even know who King James is. Like you just talking about how, you know, Jesus is real, God is real, and Jesus coming back. And you know that for a fact. I mean, he was yelling and shit. He was very fired up about Jesus. I said, now imagine if black folk acted like that about the protection of the integrity of their blackness. Like, imagine if black people got as fired up as they do for trying to prove the existence of Jesus by quoting scripture out of a fucking book. Imagine if they got that fired up for protecting their intellectual property or their intellectual history of them being black. Imagine that. If they had that same ferocity about the Black Panther Party and what they did and who they were, not allowing anybody to disrespect the Black Panther. The media, other black people, white people, don't allow it to fucking happen. These are sacred ancestors of ours, and I'll be damned. Black people got Jesus as a sacred ancestor of theirs, and they allow disrespect to come among any of the black people that have really died for us to be where we are right now. You can disrespect the fuck out of them in front of black folk. They won't really have much to say. Let me get this white motherfucker's face off my goddamn Billy Graham. Get the fuck out of here, man. If you're not following me on Instagram, look down in the description box. Follow your boy on Instagram. But, it should be like that, but that's not how it is. It shouldn't be anybody that can come out of their fucking mouth about anybody that was down for black liberation and schooling black people on what's going on out here trying to wake black people up. But those people can be disrespected in front of black folk. But Jesus, oh no, you better not disrespect Jesus. And a matter of fact, a motherfucker may say, well, let me get away from you. You gonna get struck by lightning. You know, this bullshit that at least they said it in black folk neighborhoods. At least when I was coming up, motherfucker, you gonna get struck by lightning. I ain't fucking with you. Right? For Jesus, this is what they'll say. This is the attitude they'll have. They'll condemn you. But they don't have that same type of ferocity for themselves. For you. You don't have it. It doesn't make any sense. They talk about Jesus like this dude is, sitting there eating with him every night, or, going to the game with him, Act like they just hanging out with this dude, and all they can do is refer to a Bible. You don't need to refer to a Bible to see what your ancestors did. It's history. I asked this dude when I was playing the game the other night. I also asked him, well, how do you explain the fact that they can find mummies that are old as fuck? They can find mummies, find artifacts, find bones, dinosaurs, and all this shit. They find all types of shit. But they still ain't found nothing, no bones of all these characters that's in the Bible. This motherfucker didn't want to deal with that at all. That was something that just, you know, didn't want to deal with that in any type of way. God is allowing the subjugation of the people. It's like God that is going on right now. Jesus and God, because it's two. They say they're two different motherfuckers. So you got Jesus and God, two people watching the subjugation and all-out slaughter of people on a pretty much daily basis. Dude says, well, that's just, you know, that's how it is. That's how life is. But he said he don't believe in race. He don't believe and identify with that black and white type of shit. Nothing's black and white. We're all human, is what he said. I said, oh, okay. Because he told me I focus on it too much. Okay. I said, well, I wouldn't have to focus on it so much if this wasn't the history, if this wasn't the reality I was born into. I'm going to tell you what some black people like to do to you. They'll try to shame you for talking about racial issues, like it's your fault that the shit even is real. The fact that you don't want to talk about it and you don't want to identify with it just means you're a fucking coward and you're willing to tuck your head and wait on your God to come save you, your Jesus, your Messiah to come back to save you from somewhere, right? Which would be exactly what the white man wants you to do. Wait around, right? But for me talking about it, I talk about it too much because I be on the game going in. Like when I tell y'all, like, I don't know how people do their real lives. I don't know how people conduct themselves in real life. But I'm out here and I don't give a fuck what's going on. I'm about that life. So these motherfuckers that play with me on the game, they hear me be about that life. They start talking about racial issues or topics that come up. Well, I'm going to be about that life on the game. I'm not out here fucking faking this shit. I'm not doing this shit for y'all. This is how I live my life. So you're going to say you focus on it too much. I'm going to say, well, it ain't my fucking fault. This is the reality of what's going on out here. But black people will shame you for even talking about the shit. Like it's your fault that racism and white supremacy is going on 24/7, 365. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing told people that. It's happening all day, every day. Constantly. That's not my fucking fault. Just because I talk about it doesn't mean it's my fault. But it's the same guy who said that Jesus is his motherfucking savior. Very interesting. People don't want you to have a conversation like that. Very interesting. Couldn't tell me nothing about where the bones at of the people that was in the Bible. You know, none of this stuff. None of this happens. They found what they think is the first human being. Y'all remember they found Lucy. You telling me they found Lucy? They've digging up all these people and they can't find Moses, Mary, Joseph, Paul, Elijah, Jesus himself, but they'll justify Jesus. They say, well, he was in a tomb and he rose. I'm like, okay, niggas, like it's just when? Since when? So you can say that about everybody they can't find. He was in a tomb and he rose up, so his body ain't, you know, it ain't down here. Okay, well, what about all the other motherfuckers then? Where are their bodies at? Oh, have faith? Okay. Say no more. I say no more, right? But black folk out here Black Panthering it the fuck up right now, but ain't picking up shit. Faking. It's an insult to African peoples, really. It's really an insult to African peoples. I didn't go in there like that at all, but it's an insult to African peoples because black folk out here faking this shit. doing shit for show. We like to do shit like that, doing fake shit for show. Black folk really not about that life that they acting like they about. This shit's fake. I don't see a mass awakening going on from black people watching Black Panther. Not saying that some people aren't, you know, would be waking up if that movie was able to. Because if you went in there and you wasn't woke, that movie ain't the one that's going to wake you anyway. So I guess that you may be excited about the imagery, but if you went in there asleep, you was snoozing when you came about that bitch too. That's just the bottom line of it. You was snoozing because you had some people that was mad that people was even breaking this shit down. Like, you know, why y'all even talking about this shit? Why y'all even mentioning shit? Y'all turn this shit into something negative. Like, no, clearly you can't see. Both your eyes closed. So it really takes actually a certain amount of courage to even come out here and try to tell black people, well, this is what's going on. This is what it is. Even if you looking at it and you can't see it, I don't care. I'm gonna tell you anyway. Until you stop fucking ignoring what's blatantly happening right here in front of your face. I'm going to say it to you anyway. Regardless of if you don't like it, if you're mad about it, I don't give a fuck. I'm still going to say it to you. That takes courage. That takes courage. No matter what, how much shit people talk to us, you too conscious, you fucking hoteps, you all people, your own people slander you constantly. It takes courage to keep doing this shit. To not give a fuck. You sleep, motherfucker, I'm going to shake you woke. And if you don't like it, get the fuck off my channel. Get the fuck off my page. Point blank, plain and simple. If the truth bothers you so much, then there's something wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm not angry. I'm not negative. The truth bothers you. You view it as that. So what's wrong with you? How did you get to be like that? I can bet money you can trace that shit right back to Jesus Christ. The way you look at the truth, the way you view reality and what's going on in the history, I can trace it right back to your mama reading you fucking Bible stories from when you was a child and forcing you to go to church. I promise you I can. Because the truth was not what you was raised on. You was raised on bullshit. So it's your perception that's fucked up. Now, I'm not negative. People that make videos, they ain't negative. They trying to tell your motherfucking ass what's going on. Because they care about you. And these are people you call negative. Doesn't make any fucking sense. But you can see me trying to educate, or anybody that's making these videos trying to educate. You can see that happening. But you'll attack me and defend a Jesus who you've only heard stories about. You don't know nothing about Jesus outside of a story. But this is the person you ride for. This is the person you ride with. And I'm the one that's negative. For telling you how fake it is that y'all Christian folk run around here acting like y'all on some African shit and y'all ain't even picked up the spiritual system. Now, since then, what I can say is since then, Africa was colonized. Christianity's over there running amok. The white man read all around, sent his missionaries all over the place to colonize people per religion. That's what he did. So it's gonna work this way into the continent of Africa. A lot of Christians over there right now. But even them, they fucking sleep. And they're the most sleep, if you ask me, because they actually they in the would-be, what they all call the motherland. They're there. They have the history they could trace back right there, and they still will be on some Christian shit. It's sick. There's some sick shit going on. It's some sick shit going on. Cynthia says, I don't even understand how black people are okay with their God looking the same as their oppressor. Because black people, we don't frame stuff. We just take it in. We ain't really putting shit into context, because you would see how the person that would invent religion, you would see how they would try to work it out like that. You would understand the images. But I don't even like black people making them black. So it's just, to me, either way, it's on some bullshit. But black folk ain't, we don't got no pride in who we are. So it allows us to have other races be our saviors. that allows that mentality to be real. That allows it. Wait, let me catch up with some of y'all's comments. It's like some of y'all are drifting off the path. I'm going to open it up to random conversation, but save those random ass questions for in a little bit here, because I'm not going to be on long tonight. But just save the random questions for in a little bit, because y'all getting off the path. Shining Star says Jesus is a man of color, woolly hair. I guess woolly hair. That's wrong. The Bible never speaks about the texture of Jesus's hair. It actually said that Jesus's hair is white like wool. And if you ever see wool, wool is white. So it never speaks that his texture is of wool. It says that his hair is white like wool. That's what it says directly. But I mean, I guess you can easily, I mean, he's Egyptian, or not Egyptian. If the story is happening over there in Africa, I'm going to just use to say Africa. This is where the story is taking place. You can, of course, assume that his hair was that of black people's. But if you actually read the Bible directly, then you'll see it says hair white like wool. And even your pastor will get that shit wrong. So it is what it is. Right. It's a lot of fairy tales. That's what I told her brother when I was going back and forth with him on the game. I'm like, man, Jesus ain't nothing but a grown-up version of goddamn Santa Claus. You be good, you get special gifts. You get to go to a special place. If you be bad, you get to go to a fucked up place. That just is what it is. Right. Shimon says that what people don't get is that the Bible is not a history book. I mean, you can't tell a Christian that. You can't tell no black Christian that the Bible ain't no goddamn history book. That's blasphemy to them. And the devil sent you to tell them that. That's how these motherfuckers are. The devil sent you to tell them that. That's what they'll say. It's a straight up history book. Even though the white man is finding bones and shit they dating back millions of years, billions of years, and the Bible says the earth is about 2,500 years old. These motherfuckers come out here with the religion and then finding artifacts and shit that debunks their own religion, and black people still like, well, yeah, don't question God. Like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. It doesn't make any sense. And what I would say is that you'll very rarely find a religious person that isn't influenced per their religion in some type of way that's detrimental to how they view life. It won't happen. They can't disconnect their whatever they believe in. They will apply that to how they view the world overall, how they view people, how they view forgiveness, apathy, how they view death, what happens when people die. Everything is based on, even their hardships, their turmoil. They'll use religion in every aspect of their lives, their relationship. You hear somebody say, well, I want a God-fearing man. So what women are saying when they say that is, I want a man who fears the white man, because the white man is God to black people. The white man is God to black folk. Because if it ain't you, it's them. I mean, the white man is God. So if you want a God-fearing man, you want a man who is scared of other white men. Men say they want a God-fearing woman. Well, you want a woman that's scared of the white man. That's what you want. They're asking for it, actually. You know. They'll say shit like that. I would want a woman who fears nothing. Absolutely nothing. Don't fear anything. Because fear is a state of mind that's low frequency. That's what it is. I don't want nobody that fears anything. Because fear causes a problem. It's a lower level vibration that causes a problem. But y'all asking for God fearing. This is who y'all want to be with. Okay. Okay. Isaiah the King says, bruh, ask yourself where all religion come from. I don't have to really ask myself that. I know where our religion came from, or would be religion. I don't like calling it religion though. I know where all spirituality came from. I'll say that, and I'll say that came from from Africa. I'll say that, but I'm not tying our religion on Africa. I won't do that. I can't fully do that. I'm not saying that you can't believe that, but I'm not. I am not. Jessica J talking about she's scared of spiders. Even though you're a billion times bigger than a spider, you can kill it in a step. You scared of that. I think the fear is you scared of getting bit by a spider. I don't think you're really scared of a spider. You scared of what a spider can do to you. That's more so what people. That's more so what people's fears be in. Motherfuckers say, I'm scared of bees. No, you're not. You're scared of getting stung. You're not really scared of bees. You're scared of the potential of the damage that can be done by that bee. That's what you're afraid of. The pain associated with that bee, you see. The same thing you'll be, motherfuckers like they're scared of snakes. Not really. You're not really scared of them. You're scared of the image that the snake has. It may be possibly biting you. You know, y'all not really scared of shit. You're scared of the outcome of what fucking with shit is. And that can keep you safe. There's a certain amount of, I wouldn't even call it fear. I just call it, well, I can't beat them in a hand-to-hand combat. I can't wrestle them down, so I'm going to stay out of their fucking way. I don't call that really fear. That's like a motherfucker like, man, I'm scared of lions. Like, motherfucker, how many times you got to deal with lions in life? Nigga? Like, what you mean you scared of lions? Like, I think one of my kids one time, they told me, God, I forget which one of it was, but they told me they were scared of, it was, God damn, what was it? Scared of tigers? I'm like, you ain't even never been around a tiger. Like, how you scared of something you ain't never been around before? Like, just say you gonna stay away from where they at because you don't want to be where they at the same time because you can't beat them hand to hand. You can't kill them with your bare hands. But you know, it's like, man. Conscious and Crazy said, fuck that, I'm scared of snakes. No, you're really not. You're really not. I mean, if you want to say it, you want to claim it, you can. I mean, I can't stop you from claiming it. But you really not. Isaiah the King talking about they should be. I'm not teaching my kids to fear anything. I'm not teaching them that. Especially an American kid fearing tigers. Like, when are you going to come in contact with them? I would tell them, if you go to India, though, you may want to look alive. All right, be ready. But having my kids be scared of stuff, I'm not really about that life. Scared of impractical things in particular. I'm not really about that fear life. I teach them don't fear. You don't be scared of nothing unless I'm mad at you. I'm disappointed in you. Or your mom's mad at you. You do something to disappoint your parents. Let that be your fear. Put that up here. All right? If you're super scared of tigers, goddamn it, mom and daddy should be right up there with them. I don't give a fuck. Fuck spiders and snakes and shit, goddamn it. I'm gonna fuck you up. Out here fucking around. But one thing that black people will do is push our religion and push our fear onto other people. You know, even when you don't believe in religion, people want to start pushing the fear of hell on you to try to get you in. You know what I'm saying? Like, to try to get you into the mindset that they're in and use fear. It's a tactic. That's what they do. That's what they do. Y'all talking about Mad Max. I don't know what Jasmine Sullivan. Y'all in here all over the place. Oh, y'all talking about Jasmine Sullivan's song. I remember that song. That was a great song too. Right. Jude the 4th says religious people be the most contradicting people. Most definitely. But that's what you have to think about this. Because they are. But you have to think about logically why they are. They're following a book that's full of contradictions. You open up that damn Bible, you read through that motherfucker, you have contradictions all over the place. So it makes sense that if you take that into your spirit from young, well, you're going to be full of contradictions. It's what you're going to have. I mean, that's what you are bred on. It's what you were raised on. So you're going to be full of contradictions. Straight up. Y'all can start with y'all random questions now. I'll let y'all go on this fake Wakanda love that black people are out here acting like they got right now. It's bullshit. What I'll say in closing, I'm gonna go back to this towards the end of when I'm about to get off. But if you are really about this Wakanda shit, if you really inspired by Wakanda, then you need to be getting and tapping into put down Jesus, put down the Bible, quit giving your money to the fucking pastor, quit doing all this shit because the pastor ain't even doing shit for black folk either. Quit doing all of that and get in touch with the spiritual systems and connecting with people. That's what it's about. That's most definitely what it's about. But y'all can go ahead and start with y'all's questions.